everybody knows about cooking with wine, but if you want to make your meals really exciting, we should be thinking about beer. And we have Chef Amy Sherman here, host of the Great American Brew Trail. We have a little experiment that we're going to be doing today.
We are doing an experiment. I love to experiment in the kitchen. And today we're going to try pizza on the grill, but I made 2 different crusts, okay? Same recipe, but one has our friend beer in it and one does not. And we're going to try them both and see which one we like better.
That's fantastic because I've never cooked pizza on the grill and I love it. So we're going to learn how to do some pizza summer style.
Summer
right
style
here.
pizza. Who wants to turn on their oven in the summer? Is way too hot for that. So this way you can do it outside and keep it fun and exciting and different, but still a family favorite.
Okay, so we're going to get these started, right?
Yes, we are. So we're going to put these, we have our grill on about medium here. It looks nice and hot. And we're just going to let them sit there. And what you do is you let them cook for a couple minutes on one side. And then we're going to pull this down and let that cook for just a minute while it firms up. We're not going to put any toppings on it yet.
Okay, so you made these from scratch.
Pizza dough at home is an easy thing. We do it every Friday at our house. It's my kids' favorite. They expect it, they want it, and if we don't do it, they get really angry at me. All it is all-purpose flour, which everybody has on hand. If you want to get crazy and get really Italian, you can add a little bit of semolina flour. And semolina flour is a really high gluten flour. That's baker talk there. But what gluten does is it gives you structure in your dough, and it gives you what makes your dough nice and stretchy. So if you want to make it a little bit better, add a little semolina.
Good tip.
Good tip, easy to do. Extra virgin olive oil, that's really important because it's going to give you a lot of flavor, as well as some of the fat that you need in your dough to kind of get it nice and stretchy. And then you're going to add some yeast, which is easy, and the beer. Or
not the beer.
Or not the beer, and if you're not gonna add the beer, then just use water. And that's perfectly fine, and it's gonna be great. A little bit of salt, and that's pretty much it. Mix it up, and I like to mix it up the night before. Why don't we take a look at it and see how it's doing? It's looking really good. Look at how puffy it's getting.
Oh, nice.
And we want it to get, you can kind of, I have hands of steel. See how it's getting nice and brown there? So we can flip it now. And now we're gonna put our toppings on. And this is all about farm fresh, Michigan's best produce right now. It is our time to shine, right? Everything is beautiful. And today we're going to use some beautiful heirloom tomatoes on our pizza and fresh mozzarella, some bucatini.
It's beautiful.
And some fresh basil. So.
And these are all things that you get at your local Spartan store. I noticed that we don't have any sauce, Amy.
This is a margarita, which is a traditional Italian pizza. It's the colors of the Italian flag, and you can do it with sauce, but because tomatoes are so gorgeous right now, we're just gonna use tomatoes and not mess around with any sauce. And then some of the bucatini, and go a little bit light. In Italy, they always kind of underdress their pizza. We tend to overdress our pizza, and especially if you're doing it on the grill, because if you have a lot of ingredients on the grill, they're not gonna melt and they're not gonna cook. It looks great.
This looks delicious.
So cute. And then we can shut the lid and let them go for another minute.
So this looks delicious.
Well, thank you, Rachel. You did a great job on yours. I am so excited to try them. We put some fresh basil on that comes right from Wayland, Michigan. It's a Michigan's best product that you can get here at Spartan. Let's try the no beer one first.
All right.
It's really good.
It's really, really good. It's really good.
This one's gonna be great.
Okay, so this one has beer in the pizza dough.
I love it.
It is so good.
You don't taste beer, but it gives it a little bit more crisp, a little depth of flavor, just makes it a little bit more complex.
And anyone in the family can have this.
Absolutely, all the alcohol cooks out.
Okay, fantastic. So you showed us the difference here. What are some of the beers that you would suggest cooking with, Amy?
The first thing I would suggest, of course, would be to get Michigan beers because they are the best in the country, and I love them. But we're cooking pizza dough made out of wheat, so why don't we use a wheat beer? Wheat beers are usually not so bitter. They don't have as many hops in them as like an IPA or even a lager. So these are great choices. We have some from Shorts, Nicey Spicy, the Majestic from North Peak. This is a wheat ale also. And then another one of my favorites, the Arcadia Whitsun. Again, another wheat ale, has a little bit of a hint of orange in it, but again, not a lot of hops, and that's what you want to think about when you're cooking with beer. You don't want to make your food bitter, you want to make it better.
Great information, but one of my favorite things in cooking with beer is having a nice cold brew handy to wash it all down.
I love it. Got to finish it off, right? Cheers.
Cheers. Very tough assignment.
Yeah, it looks like it's a hard one there.
If you're interested in making Chef Amy's pizza dough either with beer or without, we'll have the recipe at woodtv.com later today. I highly recommend the with beer.
That looks amazing.
Yes.
And Amy always has the best recipes.
She does. And kids could even have it because, as she says, the alcohol burns off. There's nothing that they're going to get in that pizza dough. So
looks good. We'll be right back.
Are you West?